Okay, ladies and gentlemen, now that you guys saw the clip, now let me explain what you guys seen, because this is kind of crazy here. Talk about urban revitalization. You're gonna notice that in most of the shots, you're gonna see a green and orange gas station. I believe it's a Texaco. All right, that gas station was right here. This building that you see right here is where the gas station was at. We used to pass the gas station every now and then when we used to go to Katona. When I say we, I mean me and my family. We would go to Katona Park, but we would have to walk across Intervale in shopping carts or whatever to get our supplies over to the park. And I remember the slew of dogs that used to hang out by this gas station that used to attack you. Anybody who went over, for some reason, the stray dogs, they always knew who the neighborhood people were. They did not mess with the neighborhood people, but they knew automatically when somebody was not from the neighborhood, and they would create a ruckus. And yeah, you would have to walk through this neighborhood with a stick or the dogs would get you. I think the best thing that came out of movies like Beat Street, Wildstyle, Fort Apache, the Bronx, and Tenement is that it brought to the world the conditions that we was living in at the time. Now, it's one thing to have a slum, and it's another thing for the whole entire world to embarrass city officials because of the slums. So because of these movies, later on the initiative came to rebuild and revitalize the Bronx. If you stand on this corner, Simpson Street, you're gonna catch the kids pushing the car over down this way where you will see the gas station. Their goal was to make it up this hill, which is why you won't see the car coming up this hill. You will not see the kids pushing the cars up this hill because it's pretty steep. So instead, they cut into a different frame, which is in that corner. So the kids cut to this frame, of which they take the car, push it right in front of here. Now you can see both sides abandoned. You can see that side and you can see this side also. Now I gotta give it to Charlie Ahern, because as the director of the movie, he really took a chance and put most of it really in the Bronx. If you notice, a lot of these movies like Rumble in the Bronx, A Bronx Tale, and a whole bunch of other movies have maybe 1 or 2 shots of movies that are filmed in the Bronx, and the rest is either out of town or in another country. Next up, we're gonna ride over to Kelly Park, where they filmed this movie that was not really known, but still depicted the Bronx. The movie is called Tenement. Ladies and gentlemen, it is true. There was once a whole town, whole neighborhoods here at one time. All right, as you can see, straight up ahead is Kelly Street, right? And straight up behind me is Kelly Street. There used to be a street that ran right through this park, which is called Bill Rainey, AKA Kelly Park. The most distinguishable building that you can see in the movie Tenement is those buildings up ahead, because everything else is gone. Every building that was filmed in that movie are gone. This whole area, which I step on right now, this nice grassy plain, was once an entire neighborhood that has been obliterated. Seeing a fire in the Bronx was as normal as putting your socks on in the morning. I mean, you wouldn't even think twice seeing a building on fire. That's how common it was. And it was so common that it became dangerous and scary. So God bless movies like Wildstyle, Beat Street, Tenement, movies like this that really pointed out all the poverty and all the injustice that was done in these neighborhoods throughout the years, especially after the 60s and before the 80s. So I came all the way over here at the end of Longwood and Kelly Street to show you guys this image of the school building here. When I started this segment in the park, I first showed you guys how this end was Kelly Street and that end was Kelly Street. So now look at this picture At the end of the school, you see a whole block going on. And to be exact, there was exactly 20 buildings here. 20 buildings that connected this part of Kelly across the park into that part of Kelly. Now, from the looks of it, you can see it's now again a thriving community. But yeah, the movie Tenement, of course, was filmed within where these two baseball fields are at. The neighborhood was burnt down, and 40 years later, here we are. You ask me, what's the most famous street in the South Bronx? And I would say Banana Kelly. These artistic, statue-like figures were made by John Ahern, which was the twin brother of Charlie Ahern, the director of the Wildstyle movie. Since we're out here bringing the old black and white pictures back, I want you guys to take a look at something. We are in this corner right here. From this angle, you see those set of buildings there. This picture that I'm showing you is of Colin Powell, young Colin Powell, that's right, the United States Generals and head of, I think it's a Secretary of State. Yeah, that Colin Powell was raised right here in this neighborhood. It's crazy, right? Colin Powell lived on Kelly Street. Ain't that some ish? Ain't that some ish? Listen, I'm just shouting all these people out because they was here as youth. Obviously, they moved on and made something of themselves, but they all backtrack their roots to the BX, bro. To the Bronx, baby.